had my first viral video, over 1 million views. I made 150 grand off that video. And I just had my phone on the mirror. Content creation has got to be one of the most valuable skills in our generation. First, learn how to be a good content creator, then learn how to be a good marketer. Put those together and you're going to make great sales on TikTok Shop. August 2025 was my highest month ever. Over 500,000 in sales, over 150 grand in take home pay.
That's insane. Welcome back to the 7-Figure Affiliate Podcast. Guys, today I'm so stoked with our guest. Today we have Kaylee. She's one of the top TikTok Shop affiliates in the entire world, and recently she's been having some crazy months. I mean, she's always had crazy months. But yeah, if you just want to introduce yourself real quick, Kaylee.
Yeah. My name's Kaylee. I've been doing TikTok Shop affiliate since March of 2024. So I'm about to pass about a year and a half with it. I've done almost $3 million in sales and just pocketed a shit ton of money. So it's been absolutely life-changing, and I never thought I'd end up here, but here we are.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
I know we had the event in Los Angeles and Santa Monica yesterday, and it was awesome. Social Army and Outlandish hosted an event. It was great. But yeah, I kind of want to, get started with how you even, got into this online money space thing. Cause I know also for the viewers who don't know, we kind of come from a similar background. We did fitness coaching and we help fitness clients. And so, yeah, if you want to talk about how you even got into this world of TikTok Shop.
Yeah, so I used to run my own fitness coaching business similar to you, and I was doing well with it. Honestly, that was back in 2022, I was really killing it with that. And I was wearing all the hats. As you know, you're doing all the marketing, all of the client facing work, all that stuff. And I got so overwhelmed and I really, really started to burn out. And I literally just shut down the whole business one day. And then I got really depressed because I felt like a failure, which I didn't realize at the time that, starting a business, so many people have failed businesses, but I felt like a failure at the time. I ended up taking some time off from work, and I actually started back up working as a barista, which is so random, but it made sense for my life at the time because I was living in a really small town and I didn't know anybody. And through working at the coffee shop, I actually met a lot of people in town. It was my husband that encouraged me to do it. So, but then I'm working as a barista. I blew through all of my money as a fitness coach, and I was 25 grand in debt. And I was like, what am I going to do? I don't have a plan. And I think my parents were like, yeah, what are you going to do? Figure it out. So I was scrolling on TikTok. I thought about actually doing Etsy or digital downloads for nutrition stuff or fitness stuff, even workout plans, something else where I could still make money. And I was doing some research, and it did not seem like a super great money return. So I was just kind of looking around at some things. I actually saw Bryce on a TikTok live talking about how much money he made last February with TikTok Shop, almost 100 grand. And I would kind of poke around because I was like, okay, scammer, whatever. I'm not believing this. And I would ask him some questions. He always answered my questions. And he was coming out with Social Army at the time. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give it a try because I don't want to figure it out on my own. I'm sure I could, but it'd take forever. So I was like, I'm just going to sign up for this, give it a try. And it ended up working really well. I made $3 grand in 30 days, that first 30 days. And I was
first 30 days.
Right. I was willing to do it only for the 5 free samples that they were offering at the time. I was like, if all I get out of this is the 5 free items, I got a vacuum and a mirror. I'm happy.
Yeah.
And it ended up just being so much more than that. So yeah.
Yeah. That's insane. The fact that you started and immediately started to see results. So, because I feel like a lot of people, they don't really see those immediate results. So
right.
I guess what do you feel what were you doing differently that got you those results so fast?
Right. So everyone's like, well, how did you get into the program? Well, technically I already had enough followers to get into the affiliate program. I was 25K followers at the time. And I got those followers from content that I posted in 2021, I think, or maybe 2022. And I would just post drink recipes, healthy drink recipes, kind of Water Talk where they made all those crazy water flavors. It was kind of like that.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So that worked in that year. But when I tried to replicate that surely didn't work in 2024. So I really had to learn what's working now. And I think that's even true now. The platform changes so quickly.
GMV Max.
Right. You have to figure out what is working right now. It doesn't matter if it worked literally 30 days ago. It might be done. So I was trying to learn from Bryce and some other affiliates I knew at the time, what are they doing that's working? And genuinely, I would look at their content and I would be like, really this? This is what's getting views? And you have to just be like, yup. That is what's getting views. So I changed my content style to be more like that. And that's what really helped me. Now, there's so many affiliates I talked to that started off last year that'll be like, I'm curious about your first affiliate video you ever did. I talked to my friend Sherry. She said, oh, my first one got 11 million views. I was not that type of story at all. Yeah, I think a lot of these people that have skill in content creation, once they put a payment link to it, they can really pop off. Mine wasn't necessarily like that. I never really made money from social media before. I didn't do UGC or anything like that. But I got there, like I kept trying different things. And I think I had my first like viral video over 1 million views in May. So it took about 2 months.
Yeah, I would say that was like exactly my journey. Like it wasn't immediate, but I do feel like you said, having that content experience beforehand, a lot of people, they'll be like, why did this guy get so successful? Or like they'll look at you like, why'd she get it so fast? And I'm over here struggling, but like you haven't really seen people's timelines. Like maybe they didn't know that you were a barista. Maybe they didn't know that you were doing
I knew how to get fitness clients from my content. Exactly. That's what I did.
Exactly.
But
so
I didn't know how to sell
that
products.
Experience. Yeah. Absolutely. So, everybody's on their own timeline, but yeah, kind of same thing. My third month was my highest month ever. That was the $165,000 profit.
I always use your stuff as an example. Like, okay, here's my thing. Every time I like go out on a trip for TikTok, I'm always like telling people at TikTok shop and like kind of like telling them to do it.
Yeah.
And I met this guy. He was like my restaurant server at this restaurant in Miami. And I was telling him like the way that guys do it is way different from the way that girls do it. And I was explaining to him your video. I was like, yeah, it's a 5-pack of t-shirts, but he didn't sell it like that. Like he sold it as a problem to an emotional insecurity. Like that's it. That's why he made so much money. And he's like, whoa.
Yeah. And that's how I try to explain it every time. Like when you're looking to sell products, and obviously you know best, it's like you're not selling like, oh, this has ashwagandha or like this has green tea extract. You're selling like, hey, if you don't want to suck in your gut anymore, like get this, right? So that's like what you have to sell: the pain, the insecurity, selling the dream.
When I kind of struggled with that too, because I'm like, well, I am a dietitian, so maybe like that will be my angle. Maybe I can like really be scientific with it and show them how smart I am. But that doesn't work either.
Yeah. People don't
Nobody
care.
actually cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
It can help like as, like a call to authority maybe, but it's not going to be like, oh yeah, this dietitian approved it, so I'm going to take no. Yeah. And even if you get into the science, if they can't relate to it and really understand why it's going to help them, they won't buy.
100%. And now, especially with like, I won't even get into like the whole TikTok shop thing, but people wear like scrubs and they're like, oh, I'm a nurse, I'm a doctor. So nobody believes anything anymore,
Right.
But yeah, so I kind of want to talk so obviously we talked about your start, but like, let's talk about some of your recent months, because I think most recently is when you've had your highest months ever, right?
Yeah.
So what'd you hit like the past 2 months, last month as well?
Let's see. August 2025 was my highest month ever. And that was like over $500,000 in sales and over 150 grand in take home pay in the commission. It was insane.
That's insane.
It was insane.
Yeah.
And then that virality kind of carried over into September. In September, I took home 50 grand in commission. So
wow.
Just insanity. I went mega viral in 2024, and July of 2024, it was like 142, 143. But being a sales guy, you love to just see a nice round number. Doesn't it just feel so good?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, it was life-changing money. All of it has been life-changing money. But it was with a category that I've literally never sold ever.
Never done.
No, I have not sold one skincare product before this. And also, I thought maybe it was kind of like dried up, like maybe the juice is all squeezed.
Yeah.
And I feel like it just goes to show like a fire piece of content will print, and the right product, obviously, like match make of those two things.
Yeah. So I'm curious, because I didn't know that was actually like your first time doing a skincare product.
Yeah.
So like what really, because this is something that I feel like a lot of people struggle with. It's like, what products do I promote? And
right.
How do I promote them?
Right.
What really drew you to that product? And like, was it kind of just like random in terms of like your content strategy, or was it like you actually had an idea?
So I have seen, I knew a lot of people were popping off with it, so I wanted to give it a try. That's one thing, right?
For context, we're talking about the Dr. Malaxin peel shop.
Yeah. So I knew that other people had gone viral with it. That was like entertaining to me, and like I wanted to try it, but also I thought maybe it was dried up, maybe it's too late to really hop on this product. The other thing I thought was like, it's visual. It has a visual effect. I think any product with a visual effect will do well. Another one that we see popping off lately that I think will continue to sell well is those like pads that you peel off your foot.
Oh yeah.
They're like toxin removing pads, just because it has a visual effect.
Yeah.
Even things like last year, the Medicube wrapping mask, when it first came out. There's so many freaking face masks, but I think that one works so well because it has the visual effect of drying, peeling off all the stuff. So I think the visual effect really helped, and built-in controversy, I think, is what really, really made it fire, because everyone's arguing in the comments. If you can get people arguing in your comments, you've struck gold. 100%. And I think I I just didn't even, obviously I didn't expect it to blow up that much, but that really helped the video get more and more popular. So even if people are arguing with you in your comments or about the product, it could actually be a really good thing.
Yeah.
I was talking to another skincare brand and they were like trying to learn that virality that came from Dr. Malaxin. And they're like, we're too afraid of controversy. I was like, you can't be.
No.
You have to lean into it. I feel like you're so good at that too. There's many affiliates that are also afraid of it, but you don't give a fuck.
Yeah. You have to be like absolutely like create that polarity, if that's the right word. Like,
yeah, I think
you're
so.
gonna have people that love you or hate you, but it's like if you're kind of like in the middle, you're not making a compelling enough argument for people to actually like want to buy it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you're always gonna have that controversy, and I feel like you said, that's how you go viral. You know,
Yeah.
you can't be afraid of it. People are always gonna have opinions, you know.
Right. Yeah. And I think like another angle, what was like that first? I think they're called Tabs chocolate. You know what I'm talking about? Is it called Tabs?
Is it like the ones that like
They're like
sex and
aphrodisiac.
stuff?
Yeah. So because it has that effect, it goes viral because it's controversial to talk about.
Yeah.
Anything like that. I also think a lot of women's body hair products, like anything for shaving, for waxing, the one where it's like they're using it to remove their like upper lip hair, that also goes viral because people have all sorts of opinions about women's body hair. So those types of products do well on TikTok. I think that's important to know. Another thing that I spoke about at the event yesterday that I heard this piece of advice and I feel like it has helped me so much. Pick the product that you are the perfect demographic for.
Oh my God, that's huge.
Like if I tried to sell those men's fitness tees, I do not think I could do it as well as you did. But you were like literally the perfect demographic for that product.
Yeah, that's literally like the number one thing that we teach in 7FA is like your unicorn. It's like, what is your unique advantages? Like, what are your strengths? And you also have to understand what are your weaknesses. Like me as a guy, I'm not going to do what my girlfriend's promoting. Like I'm not going to do skincare. I'm not going to do anti-aging creams. If you're a 40-year-old mom, like run that shit up, you know?
Yeah, and they think they're at a disadvantage.
Oh my God. Yes. The amount of people, like also dads, moms, like they're like 40, 50s, like this is a younger person's game. I'm like, no, it's not. No, it is not. Like women that are 40 to 50, those are the number one buyers on TikTok Shop. You just have to like lean into that.
Yep.
You know, don't play the younger guy or the younger girl's game, but lean into the products that are going to resonate with you.
I always say like for these maybe slightly older affiliates, as long as they can like buckle down and actually learn the content strategy, like learn how to make content and don't be so averse to it. Don't be so, oh, I'm not tech savvy. Oh, I'm tech challenged. Like don't label yourself like that. Be like, okay, this is a skill, just like any other skill I need to learn. I just got to buckle down, maybe, you know, have someone help me learn it. And then if you can get your point across, you're going to pop off. Some of the highest earning affiliates are women in their 50s and 60s.
Yep.
It's insane. And men as well. Like there was this men's product that I was promoting and I got a brand deal for it. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to make some videos and I sold some. But if you look at the top selling videos for that product, it is men that fit the demographic. So in this case, it was like men over 50.
Absolutely.
So if you can just lean into that, you get that share of the market that other people can't get.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's so huge. It doesn't even just like, not even just for older people. People are like, oh, like I'm like overweight, like I'm not good looking enough, or like I have certain people who tell me like, oh, I have a thick accent. I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter. Like use these things to your advantage, because I always believe as well, like whatever the things that you tell yourself, like you're gonna believe them. If you think that they're a disadvantage or a weakness, it's gonna be a disadvantage or a weakness. But if you're like, this is my strength, this is how I'm gonna separate myself, then it's gonna be your strength. You know?
Yeah, I feel like something I still have to tell myself every day is like I have this thought in my mind that I really need the perfect filming setup in order to make a good video, and I have to remind myself this constantly that the best videos on TikTok Shop do not have perfect filming setup.
Yeah.
I think I want to get everything, you know, nice and clean and looking perfect in the background, perfect lighting. And all of that is my brain just essentially procrastinating and delaying what I have to do. It's almost like better in a way if I have to sort of rush through it, because it doesn't give myself a chance to overthink all these small details that don't matter. Like that video, I made 150 grand off that video. Yeah. And I just had my phone on the mirror in my bathroom.
In your room, right?
Yeah, it was just like in my bathroom. Like it's like nothing particularly special. I'm trying to think of like my other make a viral video from last year. My house, at the time, last May, my town got like a really, really bad hailstorm and it broke like every window in our house. So my freaking windows are boarded up. Like it looks freaking ghetto in there. And I'm like, I maybe this won't make a good video. You can hear the air conditioning running in the background, all this shit. It's filming in my messy living room. 100 grand off that video.
Yeah.
Like I think that's another thing that we have to get past. Like obviously for this type of professional filming, we make it look nice. Yeah. But for social commerce, people want to feel like you can relate, or they can relate to you.
Absolutely. Yeah. They want to buy from people that they relate to. So it's like sometimes even having the influencer setup, the lighting, you know, the ring light.
If it looks too good.
If it looks too good, they're like, oh, this is just another influencer. They're going to
Or if it looks too edited too.
Absolutely. They're going to be like, oh, this is just an ad. Like I'm scrolling, right? But if it's just like a random mom, like she just props her phone up in her car. She has a kid crying in the back. And she's talking about a product, they're gonna be like, oh, I relate to this. Like, I'm literally in that situation right now, and they're gonna buy, right?
Yeah, there's another girl I know. She has 2 young ones, and she's made so much money from TikTok. She's like, I make the majority of my videos in my car when my kids are napping in the back. I'm like, that's hustle, dude.
Yeah.
That is hustle. And it just goes to show, like, you don't need any of this fancy stuff. Like, I'm sure you've seen, like, when people come to you for help, like, what's wrong with my videos? You ever see videos that are just like, they look like Alex Hormozy videos, which is great for Alex Hormozy. It's great for like YouTube shorts, like all the nice lighting and the jump cuts and like the zoom ins and like the super highlighted text.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for this platform, or not at least the same way.
Yeah, I feel like it's different. Like, you know, I feel like it can work in certain aspects. Like
if you're doing keyboards or gaming stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But like, I feel like a lot of what really works with TikTok Shop is the natural, raw, authentic content. But I kind of want to like get your perspective on like, what would you tell an affiliate who's maybe like struggling right now with their content? Because I know also there's one thing we both understand very well. You're going to have highs, you're going to have lows.
Right.
And so what would you tell someone who's maybe they're just like in the gutter with their sales? They feel like it's not worth it to keep going because you've obviously experienced the lows and now you're experiencing the highs. What would you tell someone like that?
Yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow for sure. I feel like my sales have been some of the most volatile sales. I think number one is, like, I get this question a lot. When did you start making good money with TikTok Shop, or when did you start making consistent money? And I always say, this can make you life-changing money. It will never make you consistent money. So you have to like just accept that, like, this is sales. Like, it goes up and down. Like, we're about to go into the biggest sales quarter of the year, so it's going to go up. But my Q4 last year, I went down every single month because I was really not willing to look at my content and be like, what can I improve? I was like, my content is good. And yeah, it was good, but you can make a lot of good content and not make good money. So you have to be willing to look at the content and be like, how can I make it even better? Yeah. Like, I think the biggest mindset shift that I see with some affiliates that are struggling to make money is they're like, there's nothing wrong with my content.
Absolutely. I fully agree.
Right. And it's like, okay, yes, there's nothing wrong. But you're not making money. Yeah. So we need to look at what we can make better. Just like with people and their diets. Oh, I eat relatively healthy. Yeah, you do. But you're not at the result that you want. So obviously we need to change something.
Needs to change.
Right. Yeah. Whether it's the workouts or the nutrition. Same with, maybe it's a product selection. Maybe like a lot of people are like, well, I post 30 videos a day. I'm like, okay, well, are all of them shit? Or are all of them just good enough? Because that's what I was doing last Q4. I was like, yeah, I got some blah, blah, blah. My product selection sucked. I was half-assing my videos and I just expected that I would go viral again. Yeah.
I think that's definitely like what you touched on right there is one of the biggest points. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm posting the 10 videos a day. My content is good. But it's like, if you've been doing that for months, right? You're not seeing the results you want to see, then clearly it's not that good. Something needs to change.
Right.
I feel like just looking at things from an objective point of view and looking at the data, I feel like that is what really helps people like get out of the lows. Cause that's something as well, like I've had to look at when I'm having low periods. I'm like, I'm posting so much. I feel like my content is good. It's like the results aren't there, then something needs to change. And like you said, whether it's like product selection, trying out different video styles. I feel like also people don't get out of their comfort zones. Like, they film in their room constantly. They never go outside. They never film like a different type of content style. Like, if you're doing, let's say, conspiracy style, you were crushing with that. Right. And then the whole bandwave happened and you're like, keep trying to do it. It's not getting results. Like, maybe try skits, maybe try talking head. But I feel like getting out of your comfort zone as well is something that's huge.
I completely agree. Like, something I tell people is like, you literally just need to try everything and treat it more like a science experiment than like, I think people get we get like personally offended. And I feel that because it sucks. It obviously sucks to be like, I feel, especially like if you're comparing yourself to other people, I feel like I'm posting the same quality of videos as him. He's popping off and I'm not. You can't do that. You have to be like, how can I improve my video from the last video I posted, from the last month of videos that I've posted? So you just have to try everything. Like, I agree. I see a lot of people that try the same exact style, the same exact setup, and they continue to struggle. I'm like, what if you did? Like, to be honest, I never even wanted to promote skincare. I'm not even particularly like super interested in it.
And that's the proof right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like you said, that's something completely different that you weren't used to. And then you did it and you had the life-changing month. I think something else that's important to talk about, like you said, this is not the most consistent business model.
No.
But all it takes is 1 month to change your life. Like, me and Kaylee have both hit 6-figure profit months. You're telling me that's not enough to change your entire year? So it's like, even let's say 9 months out of the year, you've been in the gutter. All it takes like that one video, that 1 month or 2 months. And then boom, you just made a neurosurgeon salary.
I mean,
that's all.
The way that I think about it is, who cares? Like, I used to freak out about the last 20 videos I've made haven't made a sale. Am I falling off as an affiliate? And now I'm like, part of the process.
Yep.
Expected.
Exactly.
Just got to post more. And obviously it's not just, it's quality and quantity. But when I first popped off like with that mega viral video last July, I was like, this one video's commissions is worth if I never made a sale from another video before or again. Like, to be honest with you, I'd be happy if I didn't make another $1 for the rest of the year. Like,
exactly.
I'm happy.
Yeah, because you've hit those like crazy months now, and that's what like people need to understand. Like, it's
I've
not
seen
always
people
gonna be...
push for 9-10 months and then pop off, and it's like it's a skill, right?
Like, you know the other Kaylee, right? The one that hit the 400K or 500K profit.
Oh yeah,
month.
Kayla.
Oh, Kayla, yeah. Like that.
Insane.
Yeah,
and like 2 months before, she was having like her lowest months.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And it's just like insanity.
It just shows that you need to keep going. I kind of want to get your perspective too on like, because obviously, when did you join TikTok Shop?
March 2024. I posted my first video on the 27th.
Same exact time as me.
Yeah, I feel like so many of us joined in March 2024.
Wow.
So I posted my first video on the 27th, and then I made my first sale April 8th. So I technically made $0 in March, and then April 8th I made my first sale.
Got it. So yeah, obviously with 2023, I mean, that was just like whoever got in,
right?
They printed, right?
I wish I did.
Yeah, same. 2024 was still like pretty easy to make money, but you need like some structure. 2025, the game has completely changed. Like, where do you see like TikTok Shop going in terms of like what's working, what's gonna work, and like just where do you see this headed in the next 5 years?
Yeah, I kind of want your opinion on this too, but
yeah, absolutely.
I think obviously the game will get harder, just like TikTok did, right? Like even with the creator rewards program, same thing. It used to be a lot more lucrative than it is now. So in order to stay competitive, you need to increase your skills as a content creator. Also, I think what's going to work really well is if you could be the number one person for a brand or a couple of brands, that's going to be fire because you're going to become valuable to them and they're valuable to you. So rather than spreading yourself super thin across 100 brands, like this is my strategy. Of course, you don't have to do this, but become super valuable to a few, and I think you'll be well rewarded. I also think ads are going to play an even bigger part because it's obviously going to become pay to play, and I also think we'll see just even more. I think it'll become one of the biggest advertising platforms in general, just like Amazon is one of the biggest shopping platforms now. I think it'll be just as big, if not bigger than that, because of the nature of it being a social media platform.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with most of that. I would say absolutely. It's going to continue to get bigger because they're competing with like Meta and all these other platforms like YouTube. Ad spend, like you said, is going to be huge, like with GMB Max. So I think, like you said, it's very important to, I would say, build relationships with these brands.
Yeah.
Because I feel like getting in on products immediately, that's going to be a game changer.
Yeah.
So like as soon as like Shark comes out with a new vacuum, or as soon as Ninja has a new release, like if you get on that ASAP, that's why if you have these relationships with the sellers and they're like, hey, we're about to drop this, we know it has potential, we're going to ship this out to you, and as soon as we release the listing on Shop, like you can bang out 10 videos, right? So I think getting very early to products is going to be huge. And yeah, with GMB Max, that has completely changed the game, right? I feel like it's always been important to make high converting videos, but now more than ever. So I always say like, back then you could get away with like playing around more with like the entertaining stuff. Your videos could be longer. But now I feel like really getting to the point, making a high converting video, that's one of the most important things.
Make a video that they would want to run ads on.
Exactly.
I feel like that's a good way to lean into it. And if you talk to the brands, you can really understand their ad strategy. Like, do you want, like, for example, my work with this one supplement brand, they go, we will not run ads on your content if you say certain things or if you use certain like sales angles that we don't want you to use. Great. We are on the same page now. I can promote the way that you want me to promote. Other brands, they don't care. So it's just about like building those relationships. As in addition to like getting the new products, I totally agree with you there. Also, if new brands are coming to TikTok Shop, like when MAC Cosmetics came to TikTok Shop, it's like obviously they're going to pop off. And obviously they have a lot of money to spend on ads as well.
Absolutely.
And the clout for the brand is already there. So it's easier to sell.
Yeah, I say that like too. That's why it's so important to go to these events, because when we were at the event yesterday, we saw so many brands, and a lot of brands that aren't even on TikTok Shop yet. Like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but Samsung is going to be on TikTok Shop in like a month.
Oh shit!
That's one of the biggest fucking brands.
Yeah.
Like, if you can get in on some of their products, their AirPods or whatever their earbuds are called, like whatever they're selling, like it's a huge brand that is going to be pushing ad spend heavy. So boom, like there you go, get in on these brands and products early. So for you, like how do you see TikTok Shop like in your future? Do you feel like you're going to be doing this for a very long time? Is this like a stepping stone for something else? Investments? Like what do you actually want to do in the future?
Man, great question. I feel like I should probably have it a little bit more figured out than I do. But when I got into this, I was like, damn, I really like this and I'm making great money. I just want to ride the train until the wheels fall off, essentially. Well, now we're 18 months in. I'm like, okay, the wheels haven't fallen off.
Yeah,
like
you're still crushing.
If you started the same time I did, like the day that I was thinking about starting, they were voting in the Senate about banning the app.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought at that time, maybe this is all worth nothing. Maybe this is going to be a huge waste of time. Oh my God, I'm sure glad I didn't listen to myself, and I'm glad I went for it anyway.
Yeah.
So you can't listen to this whole bandwave thing. Like, you can't believe that stuff. You got to just do what is the best thing at the moment and not be scared, right? So I try to, like, my goal is to build these relationships with brands, become a valuable creator to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of think of it like building my resume in terms of social media. That's why I want to speak at events. That's why I want to do, like, these podcasts and stuff. But I want to be able to take this, even if TikTok did shut down or even slow down, be able to take it to the next platform.
Absolutely.
So I want to have those resume builders and work with brands no matter where it takes me next. I do think that the next steps will be that other social media platforms essentially copy what TikTok is doing. That's
like
what
Instagram Shop or something.
Exactly. Like, it's exactly what we've seen in the past with TikTok features.
Mm-hmm.
So I think building a presence over there is probably going to be the safest bet. And I'd love to keep doing content sales like this forever, as long as I can.
Yeah. And I think you made such a valid point. I think so many people were like, oh, what if it gets banned? Like,
right.
Dude, since I got on TikTok, not even with just Shop, like 2019, Trump was proposing the ban. It's like, they say this every year. It's like, if you constantly wait, like, you're going to miss out on this gold rush. You're going to miss out on this life-changing opportunity. So it's not going to get banned. Like, just post. And also, like Kaylee said, it's like, even if it did slow down, or let's say it does get banned, like, you have these skills. Like, you're telling me Kaylee couldn't go to a brand and be like, hey, I did $1 million in sales for this one brand. You could charge like $50,000 for, like, a year-long like contract or something, right? Because you have that skill. So it's like, you're going to carry these skills with you for life.
Yeah, I feel like content creation has got to be one of the most valuable skills in our generation, in our world, because it's like advertising, it's sales. Like, that's been true forever. Like, the best money-making jobs have always been in sales. And now this is how people sell.
Yeah, it's just modern marketing.
Yeah.
So I feel like everybody does different things with the money they make with TikTok Shop. Some people go out, buy the cool cars. Some people, like, they take their family on vacation. Some people retire their parents. Like, what would you say are some of the coolest things that money has allowed you to do now that you're making so much?
Well, so when I did my previous business, I blew through all my money, right? And I think that was the thing I was most scared of repeating, was doing that, because you can make a lot of money and burn through it just as fast. You've seen dozens of people do it. So I was like, the goal is to not do that. So immediately I paid off all my debt. Like, that was like the first thing that I did. And I was actually like, I had a super beat up car at the time. Like, my car was running on like 2 wheels essentially. So I did buy a car, but it was like a used car, and I just like paid it off in full because I wanted something super reliable. I feel like the older I get, the more boring I get with my money, but I don't care, because I have like over 6 figures in savings and investments. My retirement's maxed out. My husband's retirement is maxed out. I was able to lend $4,000 to my sister because she needed a new car.
That's
like,
amazing.
That's the stuff that I want to do with my money. Like, really actually be able to do life-changing stuff. I was able to donate like literally hundreds of like really like most used items for like the homeless in Denver like last year. And I think that's the stuff that really makes me super happy. If I want to buy anything bougie, I just want to take like a really nice vacation with my husband.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've done somewhat responsible things, but I don't care, because we have thought that this app is going to get shut down every 3 months since we started.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm setting myself up for success so that if this, say the wheels did fall off the train, then I'd be good.
Yeah, you'd still be set. I did the same things. Like, I have enough in my SEP IRA where it's like, even if I didn't contribute anything, like when I'm 65, like I'd be set, right?
Right.
So it's like, I think that having that freedom is definitely amazing. But for me, I think it's also like, it's cool to buy the nice things. Like, don't get me wrong, I've bought the like flashy car or whatever, but the best feelings I've ever gotten is like retiring my mom, or like helping out my girl. Like, I tell my girl, hey, you never have to work another day in your life, right? And I think like when people say, oh, money doesn't buy happiness, I just don't think you've given enough away. Because if you truly give enough away, you help your family, you help people who actually need it, it's the best feeling in the world.
Right. Right now, my goal is to be able to kind of like move my grandma closer to our family, because she's kind of getting to that age. So that, like, you have to have a why, and like, that's my why.
Yeah.
That's what really drives me. My other one that really drives me is like, when I have kids, I would really want to be able to take as much time off as I want. And like right now in the US, that is very difficult to do. So I also want to be able to like, help my niece and nephew to, be able to have like care for them and stuff when they get older. But when they're here, I should say, when they're here, they're not here yet in this world. But I think that is, I love what you said. Like, if you don't think money buys happiness, you haven't given enough away. That's so true. Because what I was going to tell you is like, people are like, what'd you buy with your money? If this job has taught me nothing else, it's taught me that none of this material stuff means anything.
Yeah.
Because we get it sent to us for free all the time. And don't get me wrong, I'm so grateful for it. I love a lot of so many of the products, but it doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. You could have all this shit, and it's like that. It's shit in your house. And like, what really matters, like being able to take care of your family, being able to take care care of your friends, like just helping someone else out.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing. Exactly like Kaylee said, like the materialistic stuff. Like it's cool for like a month, 3 months, 6 months. But at the end of the day, most important thing is taking care of your family, making sure that they have that freedom as well.
Right.
So I want to end this off with, I typically like to ask a question like, what is like the best piece of advice that you would give someone? Maybe the best piece of advice you've ever heard? I just like to get that perspective.
I think it's like more of like a mindset when it comes to TikTok shop, because a lot of people get in this game and they're like, I'm going to get products and I'm going to review them and I'm going to make a shit ton of money. And then once you've been in it for a year, you're like, it's not exactly that. And if you have that mindset, it's not like they're doing anything wrong, but if you really want to make money with it, you have to think about it differently. And the way I describe what we do is more like creative ads. Like we make the most creative, visually compelling ad on the platform. Like that should be the goal, essentially. It's a lot different than I'm going to do like Amazon product reviews, you know? So I think that concept and that mindset has really helped me with like continuing to make sales, like no matter what it is. And another thing I really tell people that I think is a super, super helpful perspective when you're going to film your videos is like, rather than trying to tell me what the product does and sell me with your words, prove it. Like if someone told you to prove it, what would you do? Or like, how would you visually demonstrate it? The visual is everything. It's a visual platform and nobody believes you. Because if I see your video on the FYP, I'm like, who's this dude? Exactly. Like, why would I trust him? But if you can prove to me that the product works or that the product does what you're saying it does, then I'm going to buy.
Yeah. And that's like exactly why our top videos ever converted so well. Why they work. It's because like with the Dr. Malaxin, you actually proved it. You weren't just saying, hey, this is going to take the gunk off your face, and then you didn't use it. You actually used it. You did the
shaking
Sharpie, right?
The product at the screen, I think is one of the biggest mistakes that I see. It's like, okay, you're just standing there and like shaking this product at me. Like instead, show me. Yeah. And I did the Sharpie thing. Yeah.
So she did the Sharpie. She put it on her face. She used a Dr. Malaxin, like pulled it out. That's like visually showing that it actually works. Same thing with the gut shirts. Like I didn't just say, hey, these are gonna hide your gut. I actually put on a regular one that makes her gut look huge. I put on the new ones, makes it disappear. But that like visually shows it. So that's so huge. And like you said, you know what we do is like creative ads. I fully agree. It's like combining virality and then the conversion, right? Because you can't just have one or the other. If you only have conversions, you're only gonna make a few sales. If you only have virality, well, you're not making sales. Right. It's like, how can you make the most viral video that's gonna convert? And you just struck gold if you're able to do that.
Right. That's what I said yesterday in the interview I did. It's like, first learn how to be a good content creator, then learn how to be a good marketer. Put those together and you're gonna make great sales on TikTok Shop.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, it was a pleasure having you here, Kaylee. Thank you so much for being a part of the podcast.
Dude, thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Yeah, this was awesome. And you've been killing it for a while. Like we joined at the same time. So I've been wanting to have you on this for a while now. So yeah, I feel like people got a lot of value. And
I hope you guys did. Hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe for more. And I'll leave Kaylee's socials in the description.